Rebuild of the favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or guarantee, so the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, April 7th, and you are watching the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I'm your host, Matt Zawoski, a.k.a. Father Zoe, and with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto.
He's not with us this week, but shout out to Kevin. Delivered us a birthday win for the Cubs.
Yes. Yeah. Happy birthday to our usual third member of the show, Cade Fitz. He's out celebrating, living that wild kid-free life he does out in Vegas. But happy birthday to him. Hopefully he's having a great day filled with good
Happy
movies,
21st.
good food. Cubs win and their offense woke up. So hopefully Fitz is somewhere watching. He's happy now. That's good. And listen to Missy. Like and subscribe. Unfortunately, we're going to open the show today talking about the injury bug on both sides of town. What's going on? Who's coming up? Who are these guys? And who could possibly be coming back? We're going to get into a little bit of a hot or not type segment where we're going to talk about, what's going on with both teams. And then we're going to finish off talking about down on the farm and the number 13 being off limits on the south side forever. So good show, though. It's been an interesting week of baseball for both sides. But I think the biggest, as you put on the graphic down there, injury report, not good. I think the biggest one that we need to start out with would be the Cubs starting pitcher, Cade Horton, an already struggling rotation with injuries as well. Got another big hit to it with it being announced that the visuals on Cade's forearm tightness, which, I mean, if you've watched baseball for more than like 2 years, you hear forearm tightness. 9 out of 10 times it's not great.
It's definitely a newer thing where, obviously fans, we're starting to pay more attention to like the verbiage and like what teams use, what language they use. Because like I bet you like maybe like a decade ago, if like this would have came out with like, oh yeah, forearm. Like, like he'll be fine. Like a month.
Yeah, you're good.
But now that we just see countless times where it starts off as a forearm tightness or forearm inflammation or something, and then eventually down the line, whether it's days or weeks later, it's like, oh, this guy needs elbow surgery. You're like, oh, okay. So whenever you see whenever Cade Horton initially had the team, like when he went out on Friday, it was like, yeah, he had forearm tightness. I mean, we kind of all knew. Yeah, we all knew what the deal was going to be.
And for those of you not watching the show, we have the graphic up, but for the listening crew, he does indeed needs season-ending UCL surgery. Cade, he pitched for 2 games. He's got 1 win under his belt with a 2.45 ERA. 7-innings pitch, only gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, only gave up 1 homer, had 4 strikeouts with a .82 whip and .167 average against. Basically, Cade was dealing him. Had a strong start to the season, so
it's such a bummer, dude, because like he's already getting like the Mark Pryor comps. Yep. And it's like, I mean, what can you say? He's the guy who was picked in the first round, even though he barely pitched in college. He had Tommy John surgery his freshman year at Oklahoma. In 2024, he missed like 3.5 months because of a shoulder issue. Mm-hmm. Last year, he was fantastic. He gets called up in May. He becomes their best pitcher in the second half. And then he has like a Sammy Sosa sneeze or something, or a cough, and he fractures his rib. So he doesn't get to play in the playoffs. Comes back. He should have been the opening day starter. They gave to Boyd, also injured. We'll get to him. Yep. And then second start, 17 pitches in. Elbow blows out. We always say these guys. I mean, I think Kevin put in the chat. He put it perfectly. Like every pitcher's elbow is just a ticking time bomb.
Yep.
Eventually, it's going to blow out in one form or another. And unfortunately for Cade Horton, it's a guy who already had elbow surgery, and those guys have a lot higher chance of needing a second one. This one, not confirmed, Tommy John, yet. Maybe he gets like the UCL revision that Justin Steele got last year, which what a bummer. Back-to-back April Cubs lose their ace. So that sucks. But
and then on top of that, as Aldo mentioned, Matthew Boyd, not exactly the start of the year he was looking for, but it's not that bad either. But
I guess the good news on Boyd, sorry to cut you off there, but the good news is he's again, it's always tricky, man. Because even with Cade Horton, he sounded so optimistic. He's like, I think I might have caught it early. I didn't want to push it too hard, so I came out, and then it didn't matter. Matthew Boyd did say that he doesn't think it's going to be longer than the 15 days. The Cubs said that too. I don't know why I'm trusting them, but I'll trust them. So I expect Matthew Boyd back later in April.
And for those of you that don't know, it's a left bicep strain.
Yeah.
So it's not
he described it. Yeah. So he described it more like it was bothering him during recovery days, not so much in starts. So, again, maybe some rest. I'll blame the World Baseball Classic on this one. Sure.
Yeah, Boyd right now, he's pitched 2 games. He's got a 6.75 ERA, giving up 7 earned runs, 1 homer, but he does have 17 strikeouts, so the whip is at 1.18. So it's definitely a guy that the Cubs would like to get back, as this starting rotation is starting to thin a little bit. Before we get into possible guys that we could be seeing for the Cubs soon, one kind of bright spot is the big piece that the Cubs traded for, Edward Cabrera, is pitching pretty damn good.
He had a one hitter on Sunday against the Cleveland Guardians. Terrible hitting conditions, so it got an assist there. He was a little wild. I think he had like 4 or 5 walks. A little red flag there. Something to keep an eye on, man. Let's not declare Edward Cabrera as like the best pitcher in baseball just yet. But hey, this guy is allowing like no hits. I think he's allowed 3 hits in 2 games.
2 hits in 11.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 6 walks to 9 strikeouts. So he has a .69 whip. Nice. So that's a bright spot. Yeah.
I do want to address this. We got a comment here, as always. Everyone tuning in, join in on the comment section. Too early for Jackson Wiggins. Yes, it's just the guy. You want to talk about a guy you don't want to rush up too early. A guy who has also, the Cubs have like slow played him. They've very much been like, they've put the kid gloves on him.
Yes,
let's pitch you 4 innings, 3 innings. I think last summer they really like toned down his work from June, or like from the All-Star break on. Or I think from June on until the end of the season. He was pitching like, I think he went a couple weeks without pitching. Like I got his
numbers up here right now. So he's been in the minors for 3 years. He's pitched 39 games for a total of 145 innings pitched.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's less than 50 innings per year.
The numbers aren't bad. 3.27 ERA, 1.79 average against him, 1.17 whip. He doesn't give up a lot of homers in those 145 innings pitched. He's only given up 9 homers, 53 earned runs. He's a kid glove guy. I think that's more of they're going to exercise some other options before they get to him.
I mean, we saw one tonight on Tuesday night. Javier Assad gets called up. Cubs desperately need to like get something going here because the team's been looking awfully flat. And what's the old saying? The next day's momentum is the starting pitching. 5 2/3 shutout baseball against the Rays, gets it done. Is a guy who, whatever the Cubs asked him to do ever since he's been called up, he just gets outs. He's not. You look at him. I know. He's faced the White Sox a few times. there's not a lot of impressive, like, it's not like he's throwing a 99 mile per hour fastball. It's not like he has the filthiest changeup or slider or like crazy movement on any particular pitch, but this guy just gets outs. He bears down when guys get on base. He's very hard to get like on 2 outs. And we like to play the game of like, it's sometimes lucky, but if you're doing it in like year 4, year 5, that's just that's the pitcher you are now. And that's Javier Assad. He gets out.
Also has a striking resemblance to our buddy Baloney from the Chicago Sports Bombs.
Baloney made him get, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but Javier Assad got LASIK or something. He's not wearing the goggles tonight. No glasses tonight. So
Jonathan in the comments giving us the full rundown of Jackson Wiggins. But yeah, I mean, he basically saying what we said. That's a great breakdown though there, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
You're not bringing up Jackson. Like if the Cubs hesitated to bring up Cade Horton last year, a guy who he also didn't have that many innings pitched and had the injury concerns before. You don't want to do that again with another one of your young guys. And again, you have Javier Assad who just came up. You feel confident enough that he can be solid. Is he going to be an ace type? No, but you can count on him to most of the time keep you in games. Colin Ray did it last year. He's going to have to do it again this year. And again, he's going to be dependable at least. Is it going to be like, is it going to go 7-8 innings? No, but he's going to give the Cubs a chance to win more often than not. And we'll talk about it later on a little bit, but like there's one option out there.
Let's dive right into him right now because it's a familiar face to this show, especially as a show that covers both sides of towns. I'm actually kind of surprised he's still available. Not Matthew Boyd. Not available. But Lucas Giolito, I mean, he pitched really well for Boston last year. 3.41 ERA in 145 innings pitched. That's kind of funny. He pitches many innings as Jackson Wiggins in 1 year. But he had a 1.29 WHIP last season with an ERA of 3.41, which is not bad at all. It's very serviceable. He's familiar with Chicago. There's rumors I've seen from a couple different Cubs insiders, take that how you want, that they've been in contact with Lucas and his people. He did a lot of summer workouts at UIC this summer. He's very familiar with Chicago. Obviously was with the White Sox for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. Good dude. His dad's awesome. It's been on the show by mistake because he was searching Lucas's name on Twitter and he came up. But
that's right. I think I did put him in the episode title.
Yeah. But him being still available is it's kind of weird. I don't know what kind of deal he is looking for versus what teams are comfortable giving a guy like Lucas Giolito. There's some miles on there. He's not a spring chicken anymore. But
I think that is like the big. I'm assuming it's a money thing for Giolito. It's gotta be. I've been saying it ever since he and the Sox split ways. Well, he was traded to the Angels back in 23, 24?
Yes, 23. No, 23.
Then he got the big 2-year deal with the Red Sox. Gets injured, but he had the option year, so he was kind of fine. It's a guy who, when he was with the White Sox, I liked the way that he pitched. I thought at times he deserved better than what he got. I think it's a no-brainer for the Cubs to give him a call, try to work something out, because as much as I like, having the depth of Assad, Colin Ray, some of those guys. Yeah. You don't want to wait again for another injury, because hey, nobody goes into a year thinking you're going to lose like your top 2 pitchers, but that's why you have to be prepared. That's why you trade for Edward Cabrera in January, because you want another pitcher that you can count on. That's why you feel okay extending the qualifying offer to Shota Imanaga, who's been pretty decent, bounce back in his first 2 starts.
Yeah, pitching's like offensive linemen in the NFL. You can really never have too much of it. And
it's I saw some people being like, it's obviously sucks. I'm in this like the agreement of like it sucks. It sucks in terms of like the Cubs obviously were thinking World Series this year. They loaded up. They spent for Bregman. They did the trade for Cabrera to bring in another pitcher because you thought that you're going to have like a 3-headed monster with like him, Horton, and you're expecting Steele back. And then if Boyd is still like giving you good innings, you're like, hell yeah, like we're ready to go. We can go up against anyone in the playoffs.
Right.
So it sucks in that aspect. In the regular season, I think they do have enough depth, but that doesn't mean you wait around for another injury to pop up.
No,
so that's why you have to act. You have to act proactively. And Lucas Giolito, I'm going to read you the names right now, Zoe, of some of the free agent pitchers who are available. And let me tell you guys, for as much as Giolito gets shit on, he is by far the best option here. There's Nestor Cortez, who isn't going to come back until the All-Star break. There's Giolito, as we talked about. Frankie Montas, who was awful the past few years. John Gray and Tyler Anderson. Yeah. It's Giolito by a landslide.
And I think I saw a lot of takes. I mean, people replying to @SportsMockery on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and just takes in general. Too many people are focusing on the Angels Guardians version of Lucas Giolito, where it just didn't work. But what you got to keep in mind is after that 2023 season, he did take a year off.
Injured, yeah.
Yeah, he was gone. He was off for a full year, signed with Boston in 2025, did not start well. First couple starts were very shaky, but then he finished very strong. He had a very good second half of the year. And again, we've said this about other guys, but it was mostly about character issues. But there's got to be a reason why he's still unemployed that we don't know. It's I would assume it's money, but
I'm hoping it's just a money thing.
it could be medicals. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But if I'm a Cubs fan right now, I'm hoping they get that done and get it done soon.
Yeah. The sooner you bring him in, because he hasn't been. He obviously wasn't in spring training for anybody.
Right.
He hasn't played at any games, and as much as training as he did, it's not the same as being in game shape. He's gonna whenever he does sign with whatever team, he's gonna have to have like rehab starts or just ramp up games.
Yeah,
in the minor
1 or
league.
2 in AAA. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if those birdies on the streets are legit or not.
Just on a personal note, I would love to see him back in Chicago. Again, just a good dude. Good. I mean, when he's on though, his circle change and all that other. I mean, he has a pitch mix that is nasty.
Yeah.
And as a Sox fan, I've watched it for years. Like, it'd be another guy in the Cubs that I'd be rooting for, which that number is getting alarmingly high, and I don't like it. But yeah, man, hopefully he makes it happen. So unfortunately, though, that's not where the injuries stop. On the south side of town, we had this play that looked really bad in real time for Austin Hayes. He was running down a fly ball in left field, and yeah, just go ahead, roll it up.
Oh, it's just a screenshot, but he was limping.
It in real time, like I watched it and I was like, my first reaction was shit. And right away I got like 6 different text messages from people like, he's gone, that's it. His legs just amputated. Like it was like it looked really bad in person. So that's bad news because he was actually playing fairly well, hitting 219, 242, 344 slugging with a 586 OPS. He did have 1 homer, 6 RBIs, 12 strikeouts, which whatever, we're used to it on the south side. But he was timely hitting, and he brought that experience at a very, very, very shallow pool in the outfield for the
I was gonna say the biggest thing that Austin Hayes was doing for the White Sox was that he was keeping Andrew Benintendi on the bench. Yes. That was the best thing that Austin Hayes was doing.
Absolutely. And the good news, though, is apparently it was the opposite of the Cade Horton, where his X-rays came back good. The images came back good. They're saying it's only a grade 1 for whatever that does for people. But the bottom line is 2 to 4 weeks. So
back in May, maybe a little sooner.
Not feeling too bad about it. As if you watch the show, we were all collectively a fan of the signing when they did it. It wasn't like, they went out and got Juan Soto, but they got a solid player for a good contract that brings experience and basically stability to, again, an outfield that just blows. Let's just call it what it is. The White Sox outfield is brutal. It's absolutely brutal. If you go on the team's website right now and look at the depth chart for outfield, it makes me want to cry. It's so bad, dude. And that kind of, the other injury news for the White Sox, very high upside player, almost made the team out of camp. Some people will argue that he should have. Brooks Baldwin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brooks, he gone. Brooks is gone for the season, which is a shame. They call it an internal brace procedure.
Yeah. So, just that UCL.
Yeah.
So not Tommy John, but, getting that elbow surgery.
Brooks was definitely carving his way. Again, almost making the team out of camp so the White Sox infield and the outfield could not be more different. The infield's got depth. It's got kids coming up, like knocking at the door, almost getting held back because the guys playing the infield right now for the Sox are playing well. So much so that they're turning good infield prospects into outfielders, which we know the White Sox love to do. But yeah, it really sucks. The thing is he's young. Like, look at him in that picture. He looks like he can't even, drive a car. But he'll recover. He'll come back, But again, seeing young guys like that happen to them, it's rough.
Yeah, like on a personal level for him.
Yeah.
And we talked about the Hayes injury. There's the other kid too, Pereira, that he got hurt too, rolled his ankle.
Yep.
He's out. So like you had the situation where, like, obviously the White Sox are still in a rebuild phase. There's opportunities now with like some other injuries, and like there's just some uncertainty because like there's no one guy yet who's like locked down these outfield spots.
God, no.
So like you have Brooks Baldwin, like it's like, all right, you have a guy who's shown flashes.
Mm-hmm.
This could be like a year where he can like grab the job or prove that he can be a guy, just a guy. Yeah. Maybe he's not going to be a star, but he can be a guy for you. And then he gets injured, loses. It's not just, a couple months, couple weeks. It's the whole year. So that's obviously a bummer for him. But like you said, age-wise, still young enough where he'll have plenty of time to recover. But it's just the circumstance of the roster of how the team is right now. You feel for him because this is like a year that he just completely misses. Just nothing to show for it.
Yeah, you can't. Father Time waits for no man, so he's not going to get the year back. But hopefully, he gets in the right headspace, recovers. We've seen a lot of players come back from this surgery, this procedure, all this stuff. So hopefully, he can come back and get where he belongs with this team. Because you look at the depth chart for the Sox outfield right now. You got a left field that consists of Andrew Benintendi, which. Fuck it, roll the clip.
And a 3-2. Up and in, Benintendi swung at it. And he's out.
He did hit the ball.
For those of you that are not watching the show and are listening, that's Benintendi swinging at a ball that's going to hit him in the chin for strike 3. I understand, like, you get fight or flight, like you just react. Taylor Rogers is a good pitcher. I don't think he has a sinker that's going to drop 4 feet, but that's the funniest part. Well, the second funniest part of this whole graphic is if you look in the top left, it says what pitch it was. It says sinker, and it almost hit him in the face. But like, you're a vet, you got to know you can't be making that motion. You just got to drop the bat, get out of the way. They teach you that day 2 of Little League, and
a 3-2. Up and in, Benintendi swung at it.
It hits him
and
on
he's
his
out.
left
Yeah, he did hit the ball.
He didn't hit the ball.
He didn't hit the ball. And so you put that on top of the season that Benintendi's having, already a couple an error or two in the field, but he's had 28 at-bats. He's hitting 179, 207, 179 with a 386 OPS, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. He's struck out almost half of his at-bats so far. Just absolutely brutal. And that goes into this whole depth chart in the outfield. So behind Benintendi in left field now with the injury, you have Dustin Harris and Tristan Peters. In center field,
Savannah Bananas legend.
Yes.
Tristan Peters.
In center field, you have a shortstop in Acuna that you traded for, but he's actually, again, like I said last week, I feel like he's athletic enough where he will learn the position sooner rather than later, to the point where I feel okay with him out there. Still not really hitting. That's another thing, but let's talk about defense right now. Derek Hill, and then again, Tristan Peters. And then in right field, your depth chart is Tristan Peters and Dustin Harris.
I mean, you can just like mix all these names up. It's the same guy. It's just the same AAA guy who's kind of played before, hasn't been really good, but the Sox need someone to play. And
I said, as someone who's been a Sox fan my entire life, so over 40 years, very, very rarely, even when I was a kid, I used to read the box scores on the Sun-Times. Like, even as a kid, I would know every player on the Sox. I would know who they are, like where they came from, how they got them, like their story, like if they're good. I've never felt more like that scene in Major League when the construction workers are looking at the opening day roster and the guy goes, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Because, I mean, any Dustin Harris stands out there, please chime in. I'd love to know more about him. I mean, we have a guy that played for the Savannah Bananas covering all 3 fields, which Tristan had a game-winning hit, but
he's contributing.
He is contributing, but
I do have to ask, so
just absolute brutal showing right now.
You just read off the outfield depth chart, and everyone's been asking about it. Like, where's Antonacci? What the hell are the how are they doing service time manipulation with Sam Antonacci? Come on,
Sam Antonacci. I'll tell you what he's doing. He's killing the ball in AAA right now, batting 346, 528, 615 with an OPS of 1.143. Pretty fucking good. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, only 3 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases. And I don't even have his defensive numbers up, but I've seen highlights of at least 3 outfield assists. What are we doing?
I mean, he's making diving catches.
And they're trying to play he's learning a new position. He got it, guys. He figured it out. You got no problem with Acuna learning center field in the majors.
I was gonna say, so on 2 things. I think at first they almost got me. Like they almost hooked me in with that, because I was like, like, you know, he like barely started playing at like the very end of spring training. He was barely in the outfield. It's like, yeah, he's learning a new position. And then I'm like, oh wait, no. This is because of service time. Like, what's the difference of him playing like 4 games in the outfield compared to like 8? Because he's only going to be there for 1 more week, and then once the service time date comes up, they're gonna call him up. So like, what difference does an extra 4 or 5 games? Is he really going to learn that much more?
Yeah, and they're going to play it. They're trying to say everything but the service time thing. I thought we were way past the service time shit. Like, you brought up a great point. I mean, after the season, if there is even baseball next year, that's going to be part of the contract.
Like, is that even going to be? Yeah, is that even going to be part of the new CBA? Like, come on.
It's just dumb. It's annoying. I mean, the kid has done everything right. He's not even really a kid. He's 23 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like some 18-year-old you're trying to like handle with kid gloves. It's a 23-year-old that showed the world on baseball's biggest stage that not only does he have an extremely high baseball IQ, doing those fake outs to hold runners and do all that shit, but then you throw him in a brand new position in AAA, which is supposed to be, you know, almost even parallel to Major League Baseball, and he's doing everything right. Everything.
Like, and again, who knows? Maybe the White Sox surprises and they don't call him up. But again, they're gonna call him up like as soon as they can, because of you just read off the outfield depth chart.
Yes.
They need someone who can actually like do not only like field, like let's see like how he does that, but like who can provide a threat at the plate. It's just gonna be such a slap in the face because like obviously he was gonna be in their plans. He just became a top 100 prospect, like earlier this week or last week.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a guy who like an unknown guy who had a hot spring. Like this is a guy who was making noise, who was getting on people's radar in the off season, comes into spring training, is showing off a lot more power, gets I know he ended up with kind of bad numbers at the end with Team Italy, but it's still okay. Like
he was doing intangibles though. Like it was like
he's doing the little stuff. And are you gonna like who cares if what's his name? Dusty Mays? Who cares if he doesn't get at bats over Antonacci? Like come on.
And he's a fan favorite. White Sox fans are clamoring for this guy. He's a fan favorite. Everybody was like all like we couldn't claim him enough during the World Baseball Classic. Like, yeah, that's our dude. Like, and I mean, I don't know. It's wild.
And we're saying all this, and like normally the whole service time manipulation is because you don't want to pay the guy a year earlier,
right?
And like this is gonna sound like a shot at Antonacci, but like right now, is anyone viewing him as like, oh, this guy's gonna be a $30 million player when he reaches free agency? So like, why the way? And by the way, aren't you guys supposed to have the new owner coming in? So like, he's gonna want to pay him if he's good anyway. So like, come on.
Yeah, that guy, the new owner can't start soon enough. I love that he's at games taking pictures with fans and shit.
Man of the people.
I love it.
Oh, he is making sure that like day one, people are gonna love me. He's buying as much, and like we'll see what he does once he becomes the owner. But he's buying as much goodwill early on as he can. Good for him.
If he runs the White Sox like he did the Suns, he's going to spend money. He's going to want big names. But, I mean, I will give Getz credit. Like, he has put together this very solid farm system. But now it's like, you did all this. You built this car. Drive it, dude. Like, go hit the road, bro. Like, you got to start calling these kids up because, I mean, I know that Meadroth he's playing pretty good. 270, 357, 432, 8 strikeouts to 5 walks, but he got that homer on opening day. But he's playing well. But they also got this kid in AAA that no one really ever talks about when they talk about White Sox prospects. I don't know if he goes by William or Billy, but I'm gonna call him Billy because it rolls off the tongue more. I mean, he's from Venezuela, so I doubt his name's Billy, but Billy Bergola.
Yes, he's also another guy. Yeah.
And I mean, right now he's slashing literally in 29 at bats. He's 517 average, 576 OBP with an OPS of 1.231, 15 hits, 7 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, good glove at second base. And then a lot of, I don't know, like baseball purists is what I want to say here. Usually say you can judge a player on 1,000 at bats. Like that's when you really know what a guy's going to do. Well, Bergola here just passed that number for his minor league stats. In a career minor leaguer, he's had 1,088 at bats, and his career average is 297. Like, the kid's a 300 hitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have these guys that they shouldn't be held back by some of these guys. And again, I said it before the season started. Chase Meadroth has earned the right to lose his job. You know what I mean? Like, he had a good year last year. He's serviceable this year. Like, there's no reason. Again, it seems like the White Sox, as far as infield wise, have the good problem of too many players.
Yeah.
And plus, our boy Roch hit another home run today on Tuesday. He's coming. So like it's an abundance of talent there, which is great. I love to see it, but who are we calling up right now?
It's just so annoying, though, because like I mean, for Cubs fans listening and watching, we went through this recently, but after the sell-off in 21, going to 2022, a little bit in 2023, we're like teams like bring in these veterans or like these guys who've like played in the big leagues for a little, and like, you know, they're looking for a bounce back. And like when you have guys, and it's gonna sound stupid, right? Because like at the end of the day, like sure, maybe as we know, a lot of these guys don't work out, right? Like a lot of these guys don't pan out. But like, why not give them the chance over like some over the hill guys who are like, you know what they are? Like, who cares if like Darius Hill, like gets a hit in a few games and maybe you win an extra game? Is that really worth like not bringing up Sam Antonacci? Like,
you're not going to be the team that catches lightning in a bottle with Dustin Harris. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not going to happen, and it's annoying. Like, I mean, Derek Hill, he's only 30. I get that he was a first round pick, but like, there's a reason why he hasn't stuck with the team. You know, he went to Detroit, to Washington, to Texas, to San Francisco, to Miami, to the White Sox, and it's just like, what makes you think that all of a sudden, like, he's going to remember how to be a first round talent again? Like, look at what's his face that I had high hopes for. He's
Jared Kalenic is just stuck in AAA,
and he's the worst hitter in AAA. In all of AAA, he is the worst hitter. That guy was like a top 10 prospect.
Yeah, it was a first round pick, like that. Yeah, top prospect, was in big trades as like the big name prospect in a trade. Yeah,
like you're not gonna be the team that reignites this talent, and you have these kids that are showing you that they can play and they're doing everything right, and you almost feel bad for them because they are doing everything right, and they got to be sitting there being like seriously, like Dustin Harris, Derek Hill, is that what we're doing now? Like, we got Savannah Banana guys playing, and I gotta sit here in Charlotte. Like, what? It is annoying.
At least I think Tristan. How old is Tristan Peters? Was he an older draft pick, or is he younger?
Hold on.
Maybe
I got it. 1 second. Tristan Peters was drafted in 2021 in the 7th round by the Milwaukee Brewers.
All right. Let's see. He's 26. I'll give him a pass. I'll give Peters 26.
He got to the show in 2025 with Tampa Bay. He only played 4 games for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I guess he's worth a shot. It's a good story, whatever. And I mean, I get calling up a guy like Tanner Murray. They called him up, you know, with some of these injuries. He was a 4th round pick for the Rays. He could play anywhere in middle infield. He had a really, really, really nice play in one of the games recently. I think
on Sunday he had that nice play to get Davis Martin out of a bases loaded jam.
Yes. And so, like, that's great. I mean, he's 0 for the season right now, but he's more of a glove guy, which when the Sox are actually hitting right now, so I guess that's somewhat justified. But, like, I don't know. Like, I would much rather see a guy like Billy Bergolla come up.
Yeah. This is just not. You were saying like all these like X-rays guys. This is like the Cubs with trying to make Miles Mastrobuoni. Or Miles Mastrobuoni, like Mickey Mouse looking ass.
Yes. Like, it's just, come on, man. Like, it's like square peg, round hole. And like, I guess since we're on this topic, we might as well just dump into the pitching. The White Sox are actually hitting the shell. They're hitting well. You know, not league leading, but not in the basement. They're putting up runs. Again, White Sox overs.
White Sox overs for that when they were on the road in Milwaukee and Miami. It was like an automatic.
Yeah, for right now. And I mean, if you're watching again, we have the hitting stats up on the screen. But I mean, they're hitting right now for what it's worth. I know it's April 7th. Murakami is your highest rated WAR first baseman in the AL Central. Like, he's hitting the ball, you know, he's hitting at a 200 clip right now, 326 OBP, 543 slugging with an 869 OPS, 14 strikeouts to 7 walks, 4 homers, 7 RBIs. This is exactly what we knew we were getting. If you look at his baseball savant page, it's a whole lot of red, but the whiff and the K are the only thing in the blue. And we knew that coming in, like that was going to be.
He's exactly what I think everybody thought. He swings hard as shit. When he hits the ball, he hits it hard as hell. The worry was like, oh, how good heck can he be against high velocity? Mixed results so far. We've seen him tag Dylan Cease, make good contact like on 94, I think on the home run that he hit against the Blue Jays. But I mean, the chase, the whiff concerns, they're there. It's there. Colson Montgomery is another guy. A lot of strikeouts.
I mean, right now he's got 15. Colson's got 15 strikeouts. He's hitting 211, only 4 walks. He does have the 2 homers, which were absolute just missiles. I haven't like gotten into like deep in the weeds and research or whatever. He's got to be swinging so much harder this year than last year. Like his average swing velocity has got to be noticeably higher because his swing is violent this year. It is violent.
Well, I did see how just fan talk on Twitter. It's like, hey, that's cool and all for Colson because like he's taking big daddy hacks up there, but the strikeouts are starting to pile up for him early. It's like, hey, at what point do you make the adjustments? Like, hey, man, you're at 2 strikes. Cut down a little.
Maybe turn up that swing a little bit.
Cut down a little. I was looking up because like Murakami got off to the great start, and then I was looking. He didn't start on Wednesday, but I think he came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning.
Yes.
But his last 8 games, 4 for 26, the home run, 10 strikeouts, 4 walks.
Yep.
Colson Montgomery last 8 games, 5 for 29, home run, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. I did want to say on a positive note, though, the starting pitching for the White Sox. Let me get these numbers up here. I know we can get to the bullpen, how they blow in these games. But a guy we kind of shit on a little. I know I did. I remember there's a clip out there. I'm like, Anthony Kay is your number 2 starter. Anthony Kay had a pretty decent couple starts here. Eric Fetty has not been bad. That's a win.
Yeah, that's a very...
Davis Martin looks pretty good.
So Fetty, like we mentioned earlier, the leashes on these guys, because I'll get into those stats in a minute. There's 3 guys in AAA right now that are just literally waiting outside the door, waiting to come in. And Fetty is 0 for 2. He's lost both his starts, 4.09 ERA, 11 inning pitch. He's given up 11 hits, 6 runs, 1 homer, only 2 walks, to 8 strikeouts. But like, he is a guy that as a Sox fan, when he's on the hill right now this year, you don't feel at ease ever. You know what I mean? Like you're like, what's going on here? I
don't know if he's going to be the first guy to get replaced or not, just because I think he's the innings eater for the Sox.
Yes.
He might have that James Shields type of season. Remember when James Shields, like everybody like hated that he was still on the team, but he was still on the team. They just kept throwing him out there. I think that might be Eric Fetty this year.
And then the other guy though that you mentioned, which makes me extremely happy, is Davis Martin. Because with the injuries, like he showed the flash that he could be good, and then he had the injuries. But now he's had 2 starts. He's got a 2.45 ERA with 11 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, 1 homer, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. And I mean, yes, the White Sox swept the Blue Jays, which is the first time they've started their home season with a sweep since 2004. And yes, that was a Blue Jays team, more or less, that was in the World Series last year. When I say more or less, like they've made some moves, Bo Bichette's in New York, whatever, all that shit. But that's still a pretty good lineup. You know, top to bottom, that's a pretty solid lineup. It was a really good sweep. It was a lot of fun baseball to watch. But definitely for me, the highlight of the weekend, without a doubt, was Davis Martin's start. If he can be that guy that we thought he was going to be before the injury, that's massive for the White Sox.
Yeah. No, that was huge because he was having, like you said, he when he was first called up, because he was like another guy who at AAA. It's like, okay, who's this guy that we got at AAA? He's putting up good numbers. He gets called up, looks decent. Couple rough things. He gets I think he had Tommy John surgery, right?
Yep.
So he misses a year. With a lot of these guys, like a lot of these like fringe guys, it's the same conversation. It's like, okay, well, they have to prove it. What can they do? Can they stick around? How durable can they be?
Yep.
And like obviously the White Sox didn't do a lot in free agency or via trade to like bring in a lot of competition. So obviously Davis Martin was going to have a shot here. And so far, so good for him.
Yeah. And I mean, between him and Grant Taylor, those two have been nails.
Let me ask you, Zoe. Grant Taylor is the White Sox like designated opener now. I think he did it 3 games in a row.
Yes. He's pitched in 5 games this season. He started 3. And okay, keep that in mind, folks. You just heard what I said. He's pitched in 5 games this season and he started 3. He has pitched a total of 5 innings.
All right. So what do you think about him being the opener? You guys are the Tampa Bay Sox.
I fucking hate it. I think it's going to, I feel like it's a Band-Aid on like an arm falling off. You know what I mean? Like it's a very like temporary solution. It's that dude in Pineapple Express putting the piece of duct tape over the big crack in the wall. Like he's been great in the 5 innings he's pitched. He's got a 1.80 ERA, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's putting up stat lines that no one's ever seen before because no one's ever done this before. But like
it's tough because on the one hand, it's worked out great. You look at the guys who've come in after him, like they've gone like 4 or 5 innings. They've given up like 1-2 runs. Like it's worked. The plan has worked. It's been like, yes, we've gotten through like the 3rd time in the batting order. And the other team only has like 2 runs. Like this was a success.
I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's going to last, dude.
Yes, but like you said though, it's kind of crazy that he did it 3 times in a row.
It's April 7th.
Yeah, he did 3 times in a row, and you're talking about again with pitchers, just you're always scared of them getting injured, and the stress of like this guy's throwing like 100 miles per hour. And to do it early in the season, because remember with like guys like Joe Kelly, it's like they couldn't pitch on back-to-back days until June or something.
Yeah.
Or like guys like managers are so scared to use guys early on back-to-back days, and to see Grant Taylor go out there 3 in a row, like I don't mind it in principle.
I don't
but like can't you do it with like mix in a couple other guys to do it too?
Yeah, put me on record. Clip this, do whatever you want. I don't like how they're using Grant Taylor. I know the results so far. I get it, but I don't think it's something that you can last all season. And I mean, on the flip side of the Davis Martin, Grant Taylor, you have whatever the fuck Shane Smith is doing.
Oh my God, dude.
Shane Smith has started 3 games for the White Sox.
Look at that. Look at the graphic on the screen. He's the only guy who started 3 games, yet there's still 4 guys ahead of him. All the other starters have more innings pitched than he does.
Yep. He's only pitched 8 innings in 3 starts for an ERA of 10.80. I mean,
and that's after he got lucky as hell on Tuesday against the Orioles.
Yes, we expected a lot out of Shane. Just bad start out of the gate. Bad start out of the gate. And to that point, let's go down on the farm, shall we? Because we got maybe 4 guys I'd rather see pitching. The first one, obviously, Noah Schultz. Noah Schultz has pitched in 2 games right now, 9 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts for an ERA of 1.00 and a whip of 0.44.
There's one number that stood out, and I think should stand out for all White Sox fans. Only 2 walks.
Only 2 walks.
Only 2 walks.
The control was nervous, and then if you watch the highlights, you see what he's doing down there. His point of delivery right now, especially with the pitch mix he's working with, I hate when people do the comps and shit like that, but it looks like fucking Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Like the way his length and his skinny and all that stuff, like he's tall as shit, he's a lefty, but like his release point now is like at that 3/4 slot. It's
I have a question for you. So let's combine. I know you said you don't like how Grant Taylor's being used.
No.
I think Will Venable was asked, like, like, do you see a future where, Grant Taylor just like starting, like actually starting, not just pitching 1 inning, and then leaving the game. Do you think, and again, the White Sox have a history of bringing up guys, big arms out of the bullpen at first.
So the Chris Sale route.
Yeah, the Chris Sale route. But do you see a situation here, like, gets to May, June, whatever it is, once Schultz comes up? I think he'll be the first big arm up. Or no, I mean, maybe.
Well, I got 3 other names for you.
But like any of these guys who come up, do you think they do like the piggyback? It's like, okay, Grant Taylor 3 innings, Schultz, whoever, another 3-4 innings.
So they've already
like that.
They've already done it in AAA with Schultz and Hagen Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both pitched in the same game.
Yeah.
And if you would have asked me this question before the season, I would have been like, no way, dude. But the way that we're running the show right now, fuck if I know. You know what I mean? It's just I mean, how do I know? We got a guy that's pitched in 5 games. He's got like 5 innings pitched. Like, he started 3 of them. But to that point, again, the bullpen is struggling mightily right now. Like the bullpen is brutal. Blown lead after blown lead. It's again, it's only April 7th, but it is already getting very frustrating. And I mean, these guys you brought up, like Sir Anthony Dominguez, 4.91 ERA. Fucking Brian Hudson, 4.50 ERA. Jordan Hicks, we knew would be bad. I was hopeful, 9 ERA. I mean, it's just Lucas Sims has been good. But
I think Jordan Leisure was good. I think he had 1 bad game.
Yeah, Leisure has been okay. Chris Murphy's been trash. 10.50 ERA. He's been in 6 games with 6 innings pitched. I don't know what they got to do, but again, the other names that I wanted to mention, Hagen Smith, 2 games pitched, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them were earned, only 1 walk, 9 fucking strikeouts for an ERA of 3 with a whip of 1. And then our boy, hell yeah, Tanner, keep doing it. Tanner McDougal, 2 games pitched, 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 8 walks. We gotta shrink that a little bit, Tanner. To 11 strikeouts for an ERA of 2 flat with a whip of 1.33. I know his control wasn't like a concern going into the season. He's not doing himself any favor with the 8 walks, but he is living at 98 to 100 miles an hour. Like he is just, I mean, the boy is throwing hard. And then a name, those are the big 3 that everyone talks about. But a name that's not getting brought up a lot, he's the White Sox 23rd ranked prospect, and I'm going to butcher this kid's last name. Tyler Schweitzer.
All right, we got there. Schweitzer.
Yeah, Schweitzer. He's 25 years old. He's in AAA. He's pitched in 2 games out of the pen. He used to be a starter. They're converting him to a bullpen guy. And in the 2 games he's pitched for a total of 5 innings, he has given up 5 hits, but only 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He's gotten a total of 15 outs in those 5 innings pitched, 1.80 ERA for a 1 flat whip. Why not?
Okay.
Can't be any worse than the shit you're rolling out right now.
I mean, just looking at and like this is going off Tuesday's game and just what we thought about ever since the trade. You just got to eat the money with Jordan Hicks. He's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really. That was me being trying to be like optimistic.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, hey, I saw him. He was throwing triple digits back in spring training. Like, okay. Yep. I mean, if he's throwing 101, like maybe there's something there. But I mean, the guy.
Yeah, it was moving
just
too.
Not working.
Like, it looked good. He was moving, like, but it's not working. almost the entire. I won't say the whole bullpen because that's an unfair generalization on some of these guys, but pretty much the whole bullpen's a wash right now. It's just not good. No lead is safe for these White Sox, and you almost feel bad because the bullpen was supposed to be a point of strength.
Yeah,
going into this season.
Well, you kind of get screwed with Grant Taylor being your opener, where most of the time you do expect him to be available late in the late innings, as if you need someone to come in and like get out of trouble, or maybe pick up more than 3 outs, you bring in Grant Taylor, and now you lose that with him as the opener, and he's being limited to like the 1 inning. I remember when they first said that he was going to be the opener, I thought he was going to go like 2 innings. I thought it's like, okay, like, because it's a guy who does have that capability of like pitching longer, or like getting more than 3 outs. But it's like, oh no, it's only the first inning. It's like, okay, like it's, and then he does it again, and then he does it 3 games in a row. It's like, so like, when's he going to be available next? Like, he just pitched 3 games in a row. Is it going to be out until the weekend? Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't like what they're doing with this, especially with the bullpen being fucking cheeks. Like, it's like there's no. It's a tough spot, but again, you got those 4 guys that I would be very okay with to see. I mean, with the top 3 especially. Well, actually, all 4 of them, because my new guy Tyler there. I mean, he's 25. So it's kind of like, let's see what we got now. You know what I mean? We're at that point with I think enough with these prospects. Tyler was drafted by the White Sox in 22, 5th round, out of Ball State. Again, I don't want to say failed. That's a rough term to use, but it didn't work out for him as a starter. So good for him for being like, all right, maybe I roll the 10. Like, let's go. He's a lefty. I'm down with that. Like, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. Like, yeah, I'm good with this kid just seeing, because the bullpen's been that bad. It really has. So, I mean, the White Sox got, they don't really have any favors coming up on the upcoming schedule. They're finishing the series with Baltimore on Wednesday. Then they got to go to the Royals, who Bobby Witt's a fucking alien, and they got to go play in Kansas City. Then they got the Rays for 3. They got to go to Oakland or Sacramento or wherever the fuck they are now to play the A's, who are good. It's not the A's of the old. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't just be like,
they got some ball players.
Yeah, they got some ball players. Then they got to go to Arizona. And then, okay, they get the Nationals and the Angels at home to finish the month, which you can breathe a little there, but it's like, come on, guys. We don't have – the White Sox aren't a team that have the luxury of having glaring weak spots but being so good in other areas where it's not that big of a deal. They don't have that luxury. And so they need to start –
and at the very least, you just want the parts of the team that you thought were going to be at least decent to execute. And when they don't, when they're blowing these leads, it's like, well, that just makes it a lot shittier, because in the first, like, it's not like they're a 90-win team. So like, you need to get as many wins that you have in hand. And when it's like the 8th inning and you're blowing leads, like, shit.
I mean, I get you're sitting in the basement of the Central. No one's like super shocked by that. You're 4-7 now. You're tied with Detroit. The big thing that you need to focus on right now is you have a -27 run differential.
Rough.
On April 7th.
You played 11 games early on when they were getting.
I know, but still, and that's the problem though. They played 11 games. They have a -27 run differential.
Yeah.
Is that the biggest in the league? Oh, they're tied with the Giants, who are 3-8.
Dang.
Damn, the Dodgers got a +35. God
damn. I mean, the Dodgers just. Remember how we were talking about like Kyle Tucker struggling? It just doesn't matter, dude.
Well, so that is actually a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So the Dodgers go out, they get Kyle Tucker. He's fucking pissing down his leg, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter because the rest of that team is that good. The White Sox do not have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a team thing for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no one guy on this team where you're like, it's cool. Colson Montgomery's going to carry us through April. Like, that's not happening. It's not there. I mean, it's just.
And then like we go back to the injuries, like losing Mike Vasil. Like that obviously hurt the bullpen.
That hurt the bullpen a lot. That's fine. I understand that, and he's going to be back soon. But you also got Kyle Teal's down. He should be back sooner rather than later.
Oh, I didn't take the screenshot of it, but that Edgar Quero quote.
Oh yeah, here I'll pull it up. This is actually, folks, this is worth waiting a second for because this is a phenomenal quote. I actually respect Edgar Quero more now than I did before this quote. And just for context, with Teal being out, it's been, the Quero show. He's got 27 at-bats, more than any catcher on the White Sox.
Like, Reese McGuire has a couple starts, I think.
Yeah, Reese has had 10 at-bats. Edgar is slash line right now is 148, 233, 148 with an OPS of 381. That's good for 4 hits and 27 at bats with 8 strikeouts. And I mean, yes, the other thing too, which there's not a stat yet for it. I would bet good money that there will be a stat for it soon. He's failing ABS challenges.
Oh, yeah. Mitch mentioned that last week.
Especially for a catcher. But so Quero, after the game on Tuesday in the loss to Baltimore, which is another game where they had the lead late in the game and they blew it, Quero said to Scott Merkin, and I quote, "Everybody knows I suck right now. I'm not afraid to say it. But at the same time, I'm working every day, trying to work hard, trying to come back. I'm feeling pretty good at the plate." All right. The feeling pretty good at the plate part, that's going to be a tough sell. But the fact that he acknowledges the fact that he sucks right now, like you don't hear a lot of major league players just say like, "I fucking suck right now."
By the way, Zoe, it's baseball. You already know there's a stat on the ABS challenges. Do you want me to read off the Edgar Quero?
Yeah, please do.
He has the most challenges among all catchers at 13, but he's only 1-5, so he's at 38% being correct. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th worst. But everybody behind him, they've only challenged like 3 times, 5 times, 8 or 9 times. So he's 5 for 13. He's lost 8. No one else has lost more than 6.
And that's embarrassing as a catcher. Like, I get if like a pitcher had those kind of numbers. I mean,
that's the whole thing with the whole ABS challenge. Like, you need to trust the catcher because the pitchers are going to be too crazy. They're going to be like, "Hey, that's a strike. I need that strikeout or whatever." So you need to trust your catcher. Be like, "Hey, man, like it's basically almost all on you if we're ever going to challenge." Mm-hmm. Ever to be going out here, and again, I think Mitch said it last week. He started 3 for 3. So,
yes.
So since then, that would make him what 2 for 10.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but again, I appreciate that he acknowledged the fact that he sucks. And before we switch over to the Cubs, and I know we're kind of mixing up our order tonight because we were going to talk about farm system last, but there's one more bit of White Sox related news that I want to address here, and it's not the Ozzy stuff. We'll talk about that at the end, but we mentioned Luis Robert talking shit about the White Sox, saying about the stadium being empty. I mean, again, time has passed and I've thought about it, and I think it's just more of a non-US guy doing an interview and like not knowing that what he's saying is like going to be hurtful or something, like taken as an insult. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He's just kind of saying, and he's not wrong, but again, part of it is because he sucked. But he's playing pretty well for the Mets, and it's because son of a bitch. So in 23, 24, and 25, respectively. Luis Robert had a 5% walk rate, 6.6% walk rate, 9.3% walk rate for the White Sox. In those same years, he had a 40.6 chase rate, 35.9% chase rate, 32.5% chase rate. If you're a White Sox fan, you can envision right now in your head him chasing a low and away slider.
3 in a row.
So in 2026 for the Mets, though, different system, different coach, different philosophy. He currently has a 24.4% walk rate and only a 24.4% chase rate.
Ooh.
So Luis has learned patience, whether it be from Juan Soto, whether it be from the Mets' hitting coach, whatever. Someone finally calmed his ass down.
By the way, I think Luis Robert Jr. has rubbed off on Juan Soto, though. Juan Soto, injured list, calf.
Yeah. Well, didn't we say last week they're doing that thing where they were racing each other in from the outfield between innings?
Well, who would have thought it was going to be Juan Soto getting injured first?
Well, he gets hurt all the time too, but it's just like one of those. Neither of those guys need to be doing anything that could possibly hurt them.
Yeah, you don't need to be doing that extra shit.
No, it's just
you were reading those. You were reading those numbers though. There was an increase in the walk rate with the Sox, and there was a slight decline in the chase rate. So maybe the White Sox just gave up too early on.
It seems like he's calmed down.
But I mean, we always say, man, change of scenery, new set of eyes. You get new guys in your ear. Maybe the message sounds better. I don't know. They're talking more Spanish to him. Who knows?
He's slashing in 32 at bats right now. He's slashing 313, 476, 406, 882 OPS. He's got 1 home run, but he's leading, or he's tied for the lead on the Mets with Francisco Lindor. Francisco fucking all-world Lindor for 10 walks so far in the season. He's to 7 strikeouts, which okay. He's stealing bases again, which is great to see for him. But that's your first place Mets, led by center fielder Luis Robert. I mean, again, we say it on the show all the time. Change of scenery is sometimes just what the doctor ordered for some of these guys. And so far right now, it's looking like it is for Robert. So fun times. Switching though over, I mean, the White Sox aren't the only team in town with their woes. We'll put it that way.
I mean, if it wasn't for Tuesday night's win, it would have been a very miserable show tonight on the Cubs side. But before the 9-2 win, Cubs had 16 hits. It was everybody was hitting. But these were the numbers heading into Tuesday's game. There was only 2 players on the Cubs with a WRC plus against above 100. As we know, that's like our stat because it's easy to read. 100's average, and just everything above that is 1% better, 2% better, 20% better. We just know it's Carson Kelly, 89 WRC plus, Matt Shaw, 87, Michael Busch, 68, Alex Bregman, 59.
He's next to hurt the most.
Dansby Swanson, 46, Pete Crow Armstrong, 42. Moises Ballesteros, 17. That was again first 10 games. Awful. These are their stats after the win, so they did improve here. But like you mentioned before we jumped on here, everyone was talking about the hard hit rate.
Yes.
It goes back to the don't call it luck, good or bad, but hey, sometimes that's just kind of what it is. As we see here on the graphic, the Cubs started the first 10 games. They're at a 45.9% hard hit rate, 3rd highest in Major League Baseball, behind the Texas Rangers in 2nd and the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1st.
And for those of you, hold on real quick, for those of you listening, a hard hit ball is considered a ball hit 95 miles an hour or plus. So
the Cubs as a team, 3rd highest hard hit rate, but they were only hitting 199, and that was the 3rd worst batting average in baseball. They were 25th with a team WRC plus of like 84. Just nothing. They only had 10 home runs in 10 games. And Ian Happ has 4 of them. They hit a lot more on Tuesday night. So again, This
PCA got his first one on
PCA
Tuesday.
got his first one. Ballesteros got his first one.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? I think Shaw. I mean, Shaw's kind of on fire. So he's the guy who's actually been hot lately for the Cubs. He's been hitting line drives. He's been a guy who's been hitting the ball hard, getting at a lot of these 95 mile per hour or harder exit velos. But it was rough, man. That's why they were 4-6 to start the year against some bad teams. Like the Nationals are garbage. They not barely, but they were only able to beat them one time. Thanks to some cold weather against the Angels, they took 2 of 3 against them. But the first, I wrote about it on Sports Mockery. The first 10 games, they had 5 games where they didn't have more than 5 hits. It was just atrocious, dude. They would get like a couple hits in the first couple innings, and then just go to sleep, and the game was over. It's like, oh, thanks for coming out. There was early concerns. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was seeing the tweets. I just had to bite my tongue because P. Crow Armstrong looked really bad. He's looked really bad early on.
He did.
He had a few hits on Tuesday, including his first home run, like you mentioned.
4 stolen bases, which is good, but you got to be on base to steal bases.
You can't create the chaos on base if you're not on base, and that's something that he wasn't.
Two tree clips in that outfield too, where you're like, "Hey, what are you doing, bud?"
I'd have it, but like you see you saw these numbers that I put up. It was almost everyone in the lineup who just was sucking ass.
Yes.
A lot was made of Alex Bregman and his hard hit rate. You know, he's like near the league leaders. But like I mentioned to you guys, a lot of ground balls. So like it's kind of expected that he's not going to have good numbers. But he broke out of it on Tuesday. I think he had a 3-hit game, couple doubles for him. So that was good to see. Michael Bush, I want him taking steroids because he keeps hitting fly balls to the warning track. I think he hit 4. I think he hit 4 balls to the warning track on Tuesday, dude. And not only does that piss me off because he's not getting runs for the Cubs, but I have him on 2 fantasy teams, and those could have been 4 home runs, man.
That's brutal.
It's just like, come on.
Although I got a question for you, because as you had for me with the White Sox prospects. First one's kind of an easy one because I think you're going to feel the same way I felt about some of the White Sox prospects, but it looks like long sought after prospect Kevin Alcantara has figured something out. He has 5 home runs. He's batting .250, 2 stolen bases, OPS of 1.132. He can play in that outfield that again is not exactly stacked right now for the Cubs either. He's 23. When?
It's tough because Seiya Suzuki is going to come back on Friday, so that takes away right field.
PCA's got center field on lock.
The guy is Ian Happ, who again, I love Ian Happ for the sole reason that it's like he knows that he gets talked about so much on Cubs Twitter that he like has great plays, bad plays, like every other inning. He'll make a diving catch, he'll miss a ball, he'll hit a double, he won't score on a double. Like he's giving his haters, his defenders, all the ammunition every game. He'll have a 4 strikeout game. You're like, get this guy off my fucking team, and then he hits home runs in 3 straight games. Like incredible knack for giving us content for our like dumbass discussions on baseball. But that's the guy, and unfortunately for Kevin Alcantara, there's gonna have to be another injury. So if you're the Cubs, you don't want that. I think it's brutal
because for White Sox fans, speaking from this side of the south side of town, I obviously see a lot more of the Cubs prospect stuff, and these home runs that this kid's hitting, they're not wall scrapers.
Oh, they're nukes, dude.
He is hitting absolute bombs. I mean, the kid's got a huge frame. He's 6'6", 188, and it just seems like he's figured his swing out. Because I feel like I've been hearing you guys talk about this kid for like a decade.
Ever since, he was the big guy in the Anthony Rizzo trade from the Yankees. I think he was like 18 or 19 years old when the Cubs got him. Very young. I mean, you just read off his he's like what 6'6", 200 pounds. He's like the perfect outfield body. He's like the slugging type guy that you want. He's been at AAA for like a year and a half now, I want to say. So I think this is his second full year at AAA. And I put it when he hit his 4th home run that last year in March and April, he only hit 2 home runs in 22 games to start the year. I think on Tuesday he hit his 5th home run in 9 games.
Yes.
So obviously he's finding something there. The big thing with him, and you said it with Luis Robert Jr., with the Cubs, we've seen it, Javier Baez, we still see it some days with the, Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
It's laying off that slider, lowering away. It's learning that patience. I don't think it's a bad thing if he's still at AAA for most of the year, but if there is an injury, and if he's still hitting and it's like June or whatever, I would want Kevin Alcantara starting over Michael Conforto.
Yeah. And to your point, he in 24 he struck out 123 times, and 25 he struck out 128 times. Right now in 32 at bats, he has 10 strikeouts to 5 walks.
Yeah.
So he's a swinger. He swings.
He's swinging. And that's a guy he has the tools. He has the frame. He has the power. It's just learning that discipline. And again, I think baseball has changed so much where we see guy. What is he? He's 23, right?
Yeah, he's a kid.
We see so many guys that do come up at a younger age now. Right? I feel like before, like there was that gap still. Where like we expect guys like, oh, he's 23, like get him up here. But it's like, Michael Busch is the perfect example. He was in the Dodger system for, out of college, out of UNC. He wasn't even close to the majors. When he comes up, he struggles at first. He gets sent back down. He gets traded to the Cubs. He didn't start looking like an MLB hitter until he was like 26, 27 years old.
Right.
So you do have to have patience with some of these guys. And
to reiterate your point, just to really drive this home, he's 23 years old. He's coming up to his 2000th at bat in the minor leagues. Again, yes, like AAA is like the step below MLB,
right? But some of these ballparks, like some of these atmospheres that they play in, like hitting environments is what I mean. These guys do sometimes put up like big numbers, but sometimes they're really inflated.
Yes.
Where like they don't mean as much as on paper. Right. However, I'd have to say this is a great sign that he's tapping into this power early in the season.
I would agree.
When in years prior, it has taken him a little bit to get going.
All right. Next problem for the Cubs. So the Cubs recently signed Nico Horner. They gave him his paper, which again, 100% earned. Like yes. The next two Cubs prospects that are in the field that aren't pitchers that are having pretty good years so far is Pedro Ramirez, who's 22, plays second base right now this year. He's batting 300, 364 with an OPS of 964, 3 home runs, 3 stolen bases, 8 RBIs. And then the other guy is in AAA as well as James Trantos, who is again 23. He is listed as a second baseman, but I'm pretty sure both these guys can play different positions. But Jimmy over here is batting 368, 400 with an OPS of 953 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and a stolen base. Is this just a huge logjam? What are they going to do with these guys?
It's like those guys. I'll start off with James Triantos. He was a 2nd-round pick out of high school, highly regarded guy. I think he was like top 80 prospect in baseball back in 2024. He played in the Futures game. He's had some injuries. Got put on the 40-man roster this past offseason. He might be a guy where like he just might be the odd man out, where he gets used in a trade.
Okay.
And if not, he's kind of like the depth guy. And again, hey, we talk about injuries, right? Don't be too quick to trade some of these guys because an injury could pop up.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're looking around for a backup infielder And instead of bringing up your 23-year-old hot prospect, you're stuck with Scott Kingery, who right now is like the other backup infielder for the Cubs on the MLB roster. The Cubs do have some leeway, like if there is an injury, because of Matt Shaw, who can step in the infield as well. Pedro Ramirez, like if he keeps having this type of season, because I think he's really good defensively.
Yes, and I want to point out for Pedro, he's played this season alone. He's played 3 games at second, 6 games at third, and he's DH'd a game. And James has played 7 games at second, 1 game at third, and he's even played a full game in left field.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he has experience in the outfield as well. Yeah, so like these guys could be. Hey, we started the show talking about their pitching injuries. They could maybe be potential trade chips at the deadline. And we've seen the Cubs. I know Jed Hoyer. We've shit on him a lot for like, and especially last year. We ended up with Michael Soroka, White Sox legend Michael Soroka, as the big starting pitching acquisition at the trade deadline. But the Cubs in these contention years, the Cubs have made trades at the deadline. Have they always worked out? No. But they've made them. They've traded some notable prospects. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys, they keep going up on prospect rankings. James Triantos is like a bounce back guy because he lost his he lost that top 100 status for him. But these guys could potentially be trade candidates because like you said, Zoe, the infield is stacked for the Cubs.
Yes.
If there's an injury, they have the backup in Matt Shaw, who he's been on fire these past few games, and he had a strong second half in 2025. So I don't think I know a lot of people were like, oh, Nico Horner signed an extension, Matt Shaw is going to get traded. I don't think that's the case at all. That's not, you're not trading a guy who could potentially be one of your best like 7 hitters, top 6 hitters, just because you have other guys, especially because in the future, again, Ian Happ, I think Ian Happ is gone after this year. Seiya Suzuki, I love Seiya Suzuki. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. So you still need guys who are capable. Excuse me. You still need guys who are capable of not only hitting, but like being able to play these positions. So like it would be a mistake to trade a guy like Matt Shaw, but a guy like James Triantos, a guy like Pedro Ramirez, maybe those are the guys that get traded.
To your point too about the pitching depth, if you will, the White Sox have had kind of like I mentioned, they have those big 3, and then there's that 4th pitcher that kind of snuck up in their top prospect rankings. Right now, the Cubs' top pitching prospects, we talked about Jackson Wiggins. He's obviously their 2nd ranked overall prospect, but all these other guys, the only other one that's in AAA is Riley Martin.
Yeah, and he just got called up because of the injuries.
And so, I mean, you got guys like Dominic Reed, Iran Rodriguez, Luis Martinez, and Grant Kipp, which they're all pitching fairly well, but they're all in single and double A ball. So,
and the Cubs, and like you were talking about how disappointing the White Sox bullpen has been. The Cubs bullpen, we're talking about a team who for years refused to like sign guys to like 2-year deals. And they did it this year with Phil Maton, and he's looked awful. He's pitched
13.5 ERA.
Awful. He's pitched 5 times. He's given up runs 3 of those times. He's walking guys. Here's a great stat for Phil.
He's been in 5 games. 5 games. He's pitched 4 innings. That's brutal. That's an absolute brutal stat.
I think that's twice now because he came in, and again, he gets put in. He gave up a home run on Monday against the Rays when it was 4-3. He gave up a 2-run home run. It was 6-3, so that kind of fucked it up for the Cubs in the 7th inning. And then Craig Counsell puts him back in an easy spot on Tuesday. The Cubs were up 7-0. It's the 8th inning, I believe. It's like, all right, Phil, no pressure, buddy. Just throw it in there. Throw strikes.
Get that
We're up by 7, man. and he can't get out of the fucking inning.
No. And then
I mean, it was a worry. We've been tricked so much in spring training that you don't even know what to believe. It's like, oh, this guy looks bad, and then he looks great in the regular season. It's like, oh, this guy looks terrible, and then he looks great. I had some concerns on Phil Maton in spring training. Every time I would see him in games, he was walking guys. I'm like, what if they don't chase? Like, if they don't chase, he's gonna walk a guy every single time. He doesn't throw strikes.
And then again, as the outsider looking in on Cubs Twitter, I don't think I've seen more vitriol and hate for a guy that was like so beloved in Ben Brown.
Oh my God. Ben Brown is the lesser accomplished Ian Happ, because you either believe in Ben Brown and you think it's like he's getting treated unfairly, or you just think he sucks ass. You have no clue why he's on the team. You despise when his name is even brought up. You hate seeing him on your screen. You can't wait to tweet like, what the fuck is Craig Counsell thinking? Bring him in. I mean, it's been rough. It's been up and down. He looks good one day. He looks awful the next. Like, I don't know, man.
So Ben Brown and Colin Ray's got a 4.26 ERA in 2 games he's appeared in. Jacob Webb's been in 5 games. He's got a 5.79 ERA.
He might be Jacob Webb. I'll say right now, Jacob Webb might be the first guy DFA'd.
Well, I don't know. Hunter Harvey has been. He's been in 3 games. He's pitched 3 innings. He's got a 9 ERA. He's given up 2 homers.
He gave up 2 home runs against Cleveland, which again, I don't know how, because Cleveland like never hits home runs. So I don't know how that happened, but Hunter Harvey, I think it's a money thing. Hunter Harvey got $6 million. Jacob Webb got like 1.5.
But there has been some promising, like Daniel Palencia. He's 3 innings.
Bar.
No home runs. Thielbar 3.2 innings, no runs. Riley Martin's pitched an inning with no runs. That doesn't really count. One of the big off-season signings in Hobie Milner, 6 innings, 2.84 ERA. He's only given up 2 runs. One was a home run. That's promising.
So you bring up the prospects though, and looking at Petro, you made a good point, because if you look at the Cubs pitching staff right now,
yes,
Matthew Boyd is injured.
Yep.
So Javier Assad has to come up. Javier Assad is in the rotation now. Obviously, Cade Horton out for the year. Colin Ray is now out of the bullpen and in the rotation. There aren't that many more pitching prospects ready to come up right now for the bullpen. So these guys need to get their shit together.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news.
What do we got?
Yes, it happened.
Is he back?
No, from a great White Sox follow for any of you out there that, are looking for more people to follow. Elijah Evans, who works for Just BB Media and Future Sox, who are incredible friends of the program, tweeted this out 37 minutes ago. I just saw it now, but White Sox prospect left-handed pitcher Tyler Schweitzer is being called up for his MLB debut. Sources tell Future Sox the 2022 5th-round pick has thrown 5 innings of 1-run ball out of the bullpen in AAA this year.
There you go, Zo. Good call.
But yeah. So let's see what the kick. That actually makes me pretty happy.
There you go.
I'm glad to see that.
You got one. You got one.
We got one. So we got to do the whiffs of the week just because they're both absolutely hilarious, and then we'll close it with Ozzy.
Let me start here. Where is it?
Or actually, we could do Ozzy while you're loading those up.
We'll do Ozzy here.
A really cool thing during the White Sox opening homestand against the Blue Jays, Chuck and Ozzy, who handle the pre- and post-game show for the White Sox, they've been doing it for years. Great chemistry. You can tell they're actual friends. Like, they're not just co-host or, work, whatever. They had Scott Pasednik join them on this fancy new set that they have this year, which is a very rich mahogany desk located in the outfield somewhere.
Get to see the stock spending money, or is it CHSN? I guess it's CHSN.
Yeah. But Pasednik showed up, who, does spot starts, if you will, on pre and post game shows. So, and obviously he won a ring with Ozzy. They have a good relationship, but he had this big black box and he acted like he didn't know what it was. Ozzy had no clue. Chuck tried to play it off, but you knew Chuck knew. But basically what Pasenik read was, about Ozzy's history with the White Sox, and that on August 8th this year, the White Sox will be retiring the number 13 for good, which I was a little worried because Ozzy is definitely a very vocal. There was a lot when he was the manager of the White Sox. You kind of either loved him or you hate him, but the guy brought us a ring in 2005, arguably one of the greatest postseason runs in the history of baseball. As a player, for the White Sox, he played with the White Sox for 13 years. Just a solid defensive shortstop in an era where shortstops they were sought after for more of their defense than being the big hitter guy. They were more contact guys. And in his 13 years with the White Sox, he slashed 265, 286, 339 with OPS of 625. Again, that's what shortstops did in Ozzy's time. They were contact guys. It was Ozzie Smith, Ozzie Guillen. Like, it was guys like that. They got on base. He was Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-Star with the White Sox. And then again, as a manager, he brought us a World Series title. Very outspoken, very entertaining. He's stayed with the organization as the pre and post game guy. His opinions are never questioned for authenticity, if you will. No one's ever been like, oh, I wonder if Ozzy really meant that or if he was holding something back. Never once.
No, he doesn't hold back. He doesn't hold back. I'll give him credit.
Rocked a 80 grade mustache for most of his career. When you think of Ozzie Guillen, you think of the White Sox. I think it's a very fitting tribute to a man who has given most of his adult life to the White Sox in one way, shape, or form or the other. And again, World Series champion with the Chicago White Sox, the manager that made some tough calls, made some questionable calls during that season, during his time as the manager with the White Sox, but just orchestrated one of the best postseason runs I've ever seen in my life. Ozzie Guillen, going to be, people die, but legends are never forgotten. That 13 is going to stay up for the rest of the White Sox existence. And I think it's very fitting. You can tell that Ozzy was very moved by it. I love that his first thing out of his mouth was, "Where's my wife?" And he brought her right on stage. And then his next thing was he asked him again. He's like, "Wait, what day is it? I got to make sure I'm in town."
It was a great, emotional moment for him. Great moment. Obviously, great for the fan base on opening day. I think we talked before we came on to do the show tonight. I think it was a universally, like, I don't think there was many people who were like, "Oh, what?" Or like, "What? He doesn't deserve that." Or like, it was mostly like, "Hell yeah, Ozzy."
Yes, and I mean,
which nowadays is a lot harder to come across than you would think.
Right, and I mean, he's in the Baseball Writers Association of America Hall of Fame. Again, 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, 2005 AL Manager of the Year with the White Sox. In 1986, 87, and 88, he led shortstops in defensive WAR with a pretty impressive. All those years he was over 3, which again, it was a different time. Shortstops were meant to be defensive first, contact hitters, and if they could sprinkle in some power, great. Ozzy wasn't really known for the long ball, but he was great situationally. Absolute phenomenal defender, and I just think it's extremely fitting. I know White Sox fans are going to do him right by packing the place on August 8th. I think it'll be a very big celebration for an organization that needs a win like this. And I think it's a great call by them. I think it's great timing. I also think no one's confirmed it, or obviously no one's really even talked about it, but I have a weird feeling that Jerry Reinsdorf wanted to do this before he goes.
Yeah.
Because, Ozzie and Jerry, love him or hate him, they had a very love-hate relationship, especially when he was the manager. But, Ozzie, when you think about Ozzie and you think about the White Sox, to me, this is a no-brainer. I'm actually surprised. I thought, to be honest with you, before they announced it, before anyone knew what was happening, I thought he was getting a statue because the White Sox love statues.
Yeah.
But a jersey retirement
I think they saved the statues, right? For the Hall of Famers?
Yeah. Well, Konerko's got a statue.
Oh. No, you're right.
Burley's got a statue.
By the way, I know that we're talking about Ozzie, but you just brought Mark Burley.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to get more convinced that Mark Burley should be a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
big. That is big of me.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Sox fans.
I get it either way when it comes to the Burley stuff, but if you really look at what he did as a pitcher and the things he accomplished, it's just what box doesn't he check for?
Yeah, it was a CC Sabathia comp.
Yes. And
I looked at it, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
CC's two perfect games, no hitter, World Series champion, came out of the bullpen buzzed up during the World Series, admittedly. Fan favorite, was a pitch clock pitcher before there was a pitch clock. It used to be the old joke, if you were going to the Sox game and Burley was pitching, you should get 4 beers your first beer run because it's going to be the 7th inning before you know it. Unbelievable defensive plays. I'll never forget the flip between the legs while he was falling to Paul Konerko.
I mean, he just has iconic plays. Yeah. I obviously the thing that hurts him is that he just never got Cy Young votes.
Right.
But I remember seeing that comparison to CC Sabathia, and then someone tried to make the point look at their 10 prime years, their 10 best seasons, and it was no, they're still pretty comparable, even if you just compare their best seasons. And so that really did change my mind on Burley.
I don't like that argument at all because a Hall of Fame player is based on their career. You have a Hall of Fame career. There's been probably hundreds of guys that have had a Hall of Fame prime,
right, that
aren't in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah,
I mean, now you got me all fired up because I love Mark Burley, dude. For those of you that don't know, and I've mentioned it on the show before, I was at the perfect game with the Dwayne Wise catch. I was at the game in Milwaukee when he hit his only home run. I think it was his only home run, or one very rare home run, because that was before pitchers hit, or while pitchers still hit, I should say. I was at the game against the Red Sox. I'll never forget it. It was 110 degrees on the field level, and we had seats second row behind the Sox dugout. Shout out to my uncle who had those season tickets for all those years. And Burley popped out of the dugout with the hose and just sprayed all the people down in the crowd in between innings. You will be very hard to find a White Sox fan that witnessed the Mark Burley years that is not a huge fan of Mark Burley. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at his similarity scores on Baseball Reference right now. The names that pop out in the top 10 are David Wells, Oral Hershiser, Zach Greinke, John Lackey, Catfish Hunter, Kevin Brown. That's a throw. I always forget about Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown, the ultimate fleece maniac.
I mean, you want to talk about a prime guy,
that's a prime
and
guy.
They got hurt.
But there's other guys names that you don't really know. His top similarity is Milt Pappas. I mean,
Cubs legend.
He does have 2 Hall of Famers on his list with Jesse Haynes and Catfish Hunter. This is actually kind of interesting. I never really looked at this. His most similar by age, starting at 22, going all the way to 36. George Stone, Jerry Knobs, Dontrell Willis at 25, John Candelera, Mark Mulder at 27, Frank Viola at 28, some guy named Johnny Podres at 29 and 30, but then 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35, all Frank Viola. And for you kids that watch this, Frank Viola was a G. He played for the Twins mostly, and he was a pain in the fucking ass. And then his age 36 season, Andy Pettit.
Decent.
I mean, I don't know. If it's up to me, Mark Burley's in the Hall of Fame. But again, I also get why he would be on the outside looking in. I am definitely wearing hardcore Mark Burley fan blinders when I talk about this stuff, but he's a guy. So damn it, I know we're going really long on this show.
No, we're good.
So you know how like there's the old adage, like if Derek Jeter played for the Reds, he wouldn't be Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
If Mark Burley put up the exact same stats, had the exact same highlights in a career for the Yankees, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like a lot of these guys, it's like they just never got that extra being on the national stage, like getting those postseason runs.
Right.
And like, when Burley got it, he was great in 2005.
Yes, he's very good in the postseason. For you that don't know, he went 3-2. 5 series pitched. He had a record of 2-1 with an ERA of 4.11. But those don't include the fucking bullpen appearances. And like, I don't know, man. It's Mark Burley, dude. Oh, he did only hit one home run in his career, and I saw it.
There you go. I definitely think he has a much stronger case than at first I would be like, yeah, he was good, but was he ever that great? Was he ever the elite? And like right now, what like the Hall of Fame is for baseball, it's like, yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, you see this class, that the first year class?
I did not.
Bro.
Who was it?
It's no one. It's a bunch of guys. I mean, I think oh
yeah, baseball getting all the fans in.
The asshole from the Cubs, that World Series champion, but then he beat up on his girl. Castro.
Oh, Sterling Castro.
Yeah, he's on the ballot. Like, it's like a bunch of like dudes. And for those of you that don't know, Mark Burley was a 4-time All-Star and a 4-time Gold Glove winner. His highest Cy Young vote getting year was in 2005, where he came in 5th.
Yeah, that's what kills him.
Yep.
He just never got that, like, oh, this guy's a top tier elite in Cy Young voting.
Right. And so it's just, yeah. But yeah, wait, no, did I read that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. 5-time All-Star. I forgot he got one with Toronto.
There you go. Yeah. He still was pretty decent after his Sox days.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I mean, it sucked. It was so weird seeing him in a Marlins uniform and like a Blue Jays uniform, but like he's a good pitcher, dude. Like he was a dude. And you want to talk about an inning eater? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Like, but whatever. Do you have those videos or
we have some incredible video. I added this third one that we'll end the show with. But let's go with let's start off with our guy. I wish Kevin was on this one because he describe what we're watching here. So you have more experience with this than me.
Well, my only experience is the experience we're seeing on TV. So it's not great. It's not something I'm proud of, but I am a cigarette smoker and I play a lot of golf. And I was on a golf course and I had no cigarettes, and the guy I was playing with had chewing tobacco, chaw, whatever you want to call it. I tried it and I wound it up like exorcist puking. So I've never done it again. So what we're seeing here is Cubs manager Greg Counsell really struggling with a big dip in his mouth, dry hacking, and then just making a face of utter disgust and then just taking the dip out of his mouth. This tweet has gone viral. This video has gone viral. And in a time where the Tiger Woods DUI arrest video has given us like 4 amazing memes that are all over the place, this is keeping pace.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us Cubs fans, this is like meme of baseball right now.
Yes. And I think one of the funniest tweets I saw, and you always give credit where credit's due, was from Barstool Big Cat, where he said the only way that council could come back from this is saying that the only thing they had at the gas station was the 99 cents something long cut, like green, that like the dirty, like cheap shit that high school kids use. And so that's why he gagged on it. But I mean, this looks like this is a very tenured Major League Baseball player and coach.
16 seasons.
Absolutely struggling, like dry heaving, making faces of just disgust with a big chew in his mouth, and it's just a bad look.
By the way, this was on the Cleveland Guardians broadcast. It wasn't on Marquee. I remember I went back to see the full clip. They did Craig dirty because before this, when he's like basically throwing up, it was like his initial struggle when he was like just kind of like spitting it out at first. He's like, "Oh God, this ain't for me."
Yes.
And then they panned back to him and they stuck on him. They were waiting for him to throw up.
Oh, this cameraman knew exactly what he had.
And then they went back a third time. I think the third time I think he had already spit it out. And he's just like, "Oh God."
Yes, they 100% knew this. The cameraman knew he had meme gold, and the video has gone platinum.
Yes. Unfortunately for so that was the first whiff of the week. Craig Counsell, not a dip guy. Well, not whatever that dip was, or whatever the chew, whatever you want to call it. Yes. On Tuesday night, Cubs Rays in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Rays fans are celebrating that they got their ballpark back after last year. There's a foul ball, and unfortunately, we have.
So what we're seeing here is a slightly portly gentleman, who definitely made the choice of going to the baseball game without wearing a belt. Don't think he has underoos on. Dove for a foul ball, and we're talking full moon.
The full moon was out,
like full crack. I would like to point out that in the hour and a half we've been recording the show, or however long we've been recording, I've been sent this video 4 times by 4 separate group chats. It's doing numbers in each group chat with the haha fucking replies. When I say poorly, I'm doing this guy a favor. This is a big boy.
big boy.
It's a big boy down in Florida. And yeah,
needs to get more sun though. I guess
a belt and underwear was not in the game plan tonight, but I'm guessing falling on his face on national TV and his ass.
Oh, buddy. Fuck.
Of course,
it's brutal. You just never want to. I don't go to a lot. I'll go to like a handful of games every year, and I got to tell you, Zoe, in this modern day age of technology and phones, and everyone can stop on a stream, rewind, zoom in. Scared to death to go viral for an embarrassing reason.
And again, this happened right before we went on, and it is going absolute diamond viral. Like this is buddy. The fact that the announcer that's the first time I've had sound on it. I haven't heard the
I think that's just whoever's recording it. It was like, oh buddy.
Oh buddy. I mean, it's a bad look. Dude's got like the shaggy haircut. He's got gray hair. Like,
yeah.
He brought a glove to the baseball game, but didn't wear a belt or underwear. Just all around, just brutal.
Is that a cooler? Stuff. What is that blue thing?
I don't know. I just noticed that as well. It looks like there's one on each end of that row. These are the good seats. These are the leather, like good seats. Like homie forked out cash for this. Again, cash for these seats, doesn't have money for a belt or underwear.
Oh, buddy.
All right, that's enough.
All right, last one for whiff of the week. We had a benches clearing brawl out in Anaheim, and it's a baseball fight, so expect some whiffs here.
I love these.
Lopez are throwing haymakers. They're going after each other. Soler is finally tackled from behind as the Angels.
Wait, do we get the bullpen run in? Yes.
Yep.
I love bullpen.
Gotta have the bullpen run.
Soler was upset after
yep, there it is.
Pitches.
Yep.
God, that's gotta suck.
That is former Cubs legend Jorge Soler in the mix.
And he's a big boy, dude.
Oh no,
Ideally, I would not be fighting Jorge Soler.
But again, as we see in the beginning, a
these
lot
are
of whiffs.
These are not grown men punches. Well, the first one was. That first swing from Soler, that's a big punch. Fighting White Sox legend Raylo.
Oh shit! Yeah, nice Cubs Sox connection.
But that second swing from Soler is a tough look, dude. The first swing's a big swing. That's a big. If that contacts, Raylo's going night night. That second swing is like a. But that is a. Raylo is. I'm not even going to make fun of his swings because that's a man just.
He's trying to survive. He's trying to survive.
Yeah, he's just that's full on survival mode because Jorge Soler is a big dude. That first swing from Soler, if that connects, again, night Raylo.
I'm not sure who the starting catcher for the Braves was tonight, but terrible job by him. Yeah, you got to protect your guy, man.
You can't let that first swing happen if you're the catcher.
Yeah, look at that. That's just bad form. He's on his side. You got to get in front of him. You got to go chest to chest.
Yep. Shout out Mike Trout for being the first one in to like break him up, which he probably would have got hurt if it went any further. And also you can notice that White Sox legend Yoan Moncada is in the mix too.
There you go.
But yeah, look at Trout grabbing Raylo, being the OG. There's Moncada's checking his chains before he gets into the mix, which is awesome. And then you have the bullpen running, which I
always love those stories because guys are just like, well, what's up? Like, what do we fight? Like, we're just running next to each other. Like, what are we?
We got to show up for our teammate, or we're bad teammates.
Jay, who was that sliding in for the Braves?
Hold on, play again. Albies is coming in. That looks like Riley's the one that really grabbed Soler and then got
27. Riley felt, yeah.
Riley got the shoulder shrug. And these are big boys. I mean, baseball is not a bunch of like I said, it's not back in the 80s with Ozzie Guillen. These are big boys. And, you know, if that first
I think that was his own teammate, number 2.
Yeah, because
kind of pushed.
If that first, again, and I can't say this enough, if that first punch hit Raylo, he'd be out for the year.
No, he's still out, yeah.
Because all that money he spent on eye surgery when he was with the White Sox, right out the window. Right out the window. Those contacts are going in center field. That was a big swing. That second swing was embarrassing. The first swing was a big swing. And that catcher should be because he swung with his right hand and the catcher's on his right side. Look at that.
Yeah.
If that connects, you're done. You are done. This is a man that he threw his whole body into that. That man hits baseballs 500 feet. If that connects, and then Raylo he's just swinging his arms for his life, dude.
Hey, I mean, good job of him. Nice parry, blocks it with the glove.
Very solid backup too.
Like, he swung. He did swing back. Good swing back.
That looks like a helmet knocker downer. Like he's trying to like get the helmet over the eyes so he can get the hell out of there. But like he did force him to his right, and then that's what forced the like kind of like swing. But wow, this is the first time I've seen this video.
It's so like Braves Angels in April benches
in Anaheim.
Like what?
In a 4-2 ball game in the bottom of the 5th.
In the 5th inning.
By the way, out of these two teams, I'm pretty sure the Angels have the better record, which again, wild. And it's just that's a crazy clip. Again,
shout out, both 6 and 5, surprisingly.
Shout out Raylo for getting the fuck out of the way of that first swing. Because that's a man that saw his life flash before his eyes. So I know we went kind of long today. We had a lot to talk about. It's great
a lot of ball to talk this about.
Yeah, well, it really does. It feels good to have actual baseball to be talking about. We're very early in the season. We're 11 games in, 12 games in. Yeah. So again, very, very early, but after what seemed like a really, really long off season. It's great to have hard stats, seeing trends, seeing kids in the minors doing their thing, seeing guys who suck, seeing guys who are playing well. Again, not the ideal start of the season especially on the north side. The south siders are pretty much par for the course right now, but there is some optimism there. because I guess that's the one thing I'm going to leave us on. MLB social media, man, get your shit straight, dude. Did a whole big who's your top rookie right now? Had 6 guys on there. Had absurd stats for each guy. No Murakawa.
I did see the big name Connor Griffin for the
which he deserves it. I mean, that kid got paid.
He got paid. Well, like, did you see his stat though?
Yeah, the stats are.
It was like pitches per plate appearance.
Yeah,
it's like all right. Come on.
The
like Murakami has 4 home runs in 10 games. Come on now.
I mean, Connor Griffin he's living up to the hype. He's actually a lot of fun to watch. As a parent to a newcomer to baseball, it's been fun showing them highlights of these younger guys that are making exciting plays. But yeah, to leave Murakawa off that graphic is kind of wild.
Bad form, MLB.
Figure that out. Especially you want to grow your game international, and you have an international star right there, and you leave them off the graphic.
That was the whip for the week. MLB leading off Murakami there.
And then, fun fact that I learned: the jerseys that the White Sox are currently slinging with the Japanese lettering on the back, it's like an Asian American woman tweeted something out, just kind of like a for your information tweet, that the font that they use is actually considered insulting to Japanese people. Yes, it is Japanese, the language they put on there, but the font that they used is, I guess, considered insulting, and they need to do better. Ooh. So, I mean, we do live in an age where people get upset about every little thing, but if that's really true, the whole Sox Twitter, Japanese baseball Twitter love fest we're having has been awesome. I've learned a lot about Japanese baseball and just the culture in general, and I think that's fantastic. But if the White Sox really do have that, they do need to fix it. If it's really an insulting thing like that, you got to fix it.
Interesting. The font.
I didn't know there was different fonts. I guess it's like if who's going to be playing in Japan? If Tim Anderson plays in Japan and they write Anderson in like Times New Roman or something, and people are like, "What are you doing?" So I don't know, but I learned that today, and I thought that was a fun fact. I wanted to share that on the show.
Okay. So we'll see if the Sox do change that or not.
Yeah, because the jerseys, I thought they looked cool. I was actually going to buy one, but I don't want to, piss off my Japanese homies, which I have many. So again, Mitch was covering an election, so hopefully he's all right. Shout out Fids for being born. He's Aldo, I'm Zoe. This was a long show, but it felt good. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday.